I bought this 2018 Mercedes E63 off of Copart for $25,250 winning bid. And it didn't look like this. As a matter of fact, it looked like this. This was my very risky passion project. After getting it home from Copart, I went to inspect the vehicle and realized why it was a rejected repair and only sold for $25,250. And without getting too upset with the situation, I went straight to grinding and repairing it. And after spending countless hours and months wrenching on it, I challenged myself to do everything at home, even the welding. And we are here. Now for the paint work, I couldn't tackle that one at home, so that's why we're here. We're back here at Mitchell's Collision Repair. And guys, it is 9:20 p.m. right now. Let's see, 9:21 p.m. We're gonna go inside right now. Brian from Paint Society is here. Candyman is here. We're gonna get this thing busted out, painted tomorrow, but everything prepped out today. I did want to mention and give a massive shout out to both these guys that are in here because it's extremely hard to find people that are willing to grind on a Friday, 9:30 basically p.m. Not only that, but do absolute gnarly quality work. I've never seen this in my life. I've been in the paint or just kind of auto body industry for 7-10 years. The quality this shop produces, I've never seen. Look at this. This is Hyundai's factory paint and it's got these, I don't know, paint lifting, all the stuff they're taking off to bare metal or to the eco or whatever this is called, and they're gonna go ahead, epoxy primer it and make it all look brand new once again. I am just so pumped and so excited to see how this E63 comes out. I don't know, this is like one of my big dream cars and this is a moment, is just absolutely surreal right now. Brian, Candyman, how you guys doing?
What's going on?
Why are you guys here so late?
Well, you know, this guy needs his car painted, you know?
Brian, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Shout out to coming out all the way here. Where'd you come from?
I come from Miami. It's about 4.5 hours, 5 hours with the baby.
Dedication with the baby. That's just Candyman once again. How you doing, brother?
There he is.
Let's get it done.
Let's get it done, man. This is a cool project. I'm happy to be a part of it. Thanks for bringing us aboard.
Thank you for helping. I'm kind of shocked that there's people out here like you guys grinding Friday, 9:30 p.m., you know, kids and wife at home. I mean, you know.
We have no life, right?
Hey, this is life.
This is paint life.
This is the paint life, yeah. This quality is wild. If you guys didn't know, he epoxy primered this to bare metal, and then after that was only the body filler. That's quality right there. Seam seal work, look at this. A little dusty right now. Look at this down here. Inside here was a thin layer that you can't even see. Here is the factory, how it's supposed to be, all around. Look at this. I'm keeping this car for a while, you know, because of this quality. Candyman went to prep this door, just wipe it down with some wax and grease remover, yeah, something like that. And we found some, well, he found some kind of funny Audi here or whatever it was, tapped it down and basically got it perfect. He said he's gonna finish it off with some special technique. We're gonna leave that for a little bit until he does it. I don't know what it is, might be something out of the back pocket, well, pow, you know, and it's gonna get fixed. Mama said don't look in other people's fridges. Brian from Paint Society and Candyman are gonna wrap this thing up. We're gonna take off home. I don't wanna bother these guys. They're getting all the prep work done. It's super late, it's 10 o'clock right now. But I may be here tomorrow morning, Saturday, to get the prep or to get some of the painting in, like the videos. But if not, it's gonna be on their channels. And I encourage you guys to go check it out because the quality of work, like I was saying earlier, is just mad. They go into detail, all the minutia, all the nitty gritty of the quality and making things look not like super glossy or this and that. They match factory peel. They match factory everything. That way they can see the car wasn't ever painted. So yeah, that's quality right there. are now on our way to U-Haul. 8 minutes away, we're gonna get a U-Haul, grab the Mercedes from Mitchell's shop, and haul it down back to Brandon, where we're gonna be assembling the car. But we got a hurricane coming in. This is gonna be my first hurricane in Florida, and they say that you're not an official Floridian until you experience a hurricane. So I'm about to get my Florida card right now pretty soon. Pretty excited for that. No, I'm just kidding. Hopefully it's not too bad. It's gonna miss us, but we'll see what it does. We got some traffic, obviously. People are trying to get some toilet paper and water, get stocked up for the hurricane. They're getting prepared better than I am because they've experienced and I'm not. But anyways, let's go ahead and get this U-Haul, bring it down. I have not yet seen the paint work, so I'm super excited for that. I'm sure they crushed it. Good old Mitchell's. Is this the one? Damn, what? Say it again?
Before that storm comes?
Yeah, I know, I'm bringing this to Brandon, so it's not too far. It's like 40 minutes away. Dang, what in the world? Holy moly, dude. That looks so good. I'm so excited. Crazy. Look at this. Evacuation for Zone A. And yeah, we're in Zone A, so mandatory evacuation. You know what? We're gonna stay. I'm gonna stay holding my Mercedes, make sure it doesn't go anywhere. We'll be fine. It's crazy. First hurricane. I don't even know what to expect. I can't even go to Costco because the lines are just out the door. It's wild. So we'll see. I don't know what the rear thing we taped, the rear glass ripped. And now it just started pouring, and it's not supposed to pour. It's literally done like right there. Oh my goodness, dude. I hope I don't get water damage or anything because this is... Why? Look, it's right there. Like we're right at the edge of it. Like it's supposed to be done. Bro, it's pouring. Like it's not like it's raining, you know? It's a little wet, but it's not like wet. Headliner's dry. Bro, it's dry. Take this off. Right there it's wet, right there, you see? Right there? That's the only place. Otherwise it's dry, so I think it was just dumping it right there. Thank God we got home. We don't have any water damage. Everything looks pretty dry. I guess it was just cut like a slot in the middle of the paper, and it got just the speaker wet, but we just dried it out, so it should be fine. Everything else is dry. So thank God for that. We have a seal here. Everything else is good. I was at the shop. We're rushing. We're just in a massive hurry, but this paint job, dude, it's insane. Like I've been to many paint shops, you know, different quality of work and whatever. This is absolutely wild. OEM, he nibbed, he said a couple of spots were nibbed and that's it. OEM peel, color match is absolutely perfect. Dude, it's insane. If you guys wanna watch the video of how Candyman painted this thing, check out Candyman's channel. It's gonna be down in the description down below. But right now we gotta load the M240, head down to my other house that I rented, and we're gonna be back here probably after the hurricane. Hopefully none of this stuff gets damaged, and start assembling this beast. So let's do it. Today is Thursday, August 31st. It is one day after Hurricane Idalia. Luckily and fortunately, this area here did not get affected whatsoever. My car outside, there's the car here. It was outside. I was a little worried for it, but no wind, wind stuff flying around. None of that stuff hit the car. It's all perfect. Now, we are at my house in Brandon. This car here, it's got to be assembled in 2 days because I plan to drive this thing down to my new location where I live, which is about an hour and a half away from here. With that being said, we have an insane amount of assembly work. I haven't done a big assembly job like this in a very, very, very long time. So let's cut right into it. We're gonna start with gaps, assembling the doors, and just working our way all the way around. Let's do it. After jumping through many loopholes and witnessing our first hurricane in Florida, it was finally time to start assembling this beast. Now, since more than half the car was painted, means that more than half the car was disassembled. We have a massive assembly job ahead of us. The key with doing a massive job like this is to start with what you know and work on one thing at a time, because if you think about the whole project at once, you're gonna get overwhelmed and chances are you're gonna forget things. And since we didn't disassemble this car, it was kind of a shot in the dark. I was going off my instincts from rebuilding so many cars and kind of knowing what goes after what. But luckily we got everything back together in the rear end. We set the taillight gap, we set the rear bumper gap, and then we were on to setting the trunk gap. That took quite some time. As you can see, I've been opening and closing that trunk about 100 times, but we got it all proper. Look at this, bro. Look at this. Look at the gap. Look at that. Look at this. Look at everything under here, this up here. This the only issue we have right here is this bracket. I didn't see it's cracked, so it's not holding on fully. And it's pretty easy to replace. It's just this bracket right over here. It's 2 pieces. So we're gonna probably replace that later. It's really easy to replace because I can pop this taillight out and just replace it without taking off the bumper or anything. But look at this. Went ahead and assembled everything here. Gap check, gap check. This side. Also, this trunk was not painted. Look at that color match. Light polish on this and it'll be absolutely perfect. Dude, I am so pumped. Now I think we can officially head on to the doors. Now the doors are typically a challenge of their own, and oftentimes they can be extremely hard or pretty simple. I was just hoping that these were simple. Since they were not torn apart, I can disassemble them myself. That way I know how to put it back together. This door is completely empty, and honestly, it was a lot easier than I thought. Only thing we got to transfer over, which is going to be the last thing, is this here. It's on a double tape, so we're going to go ahead and transfer that last. But besides everything else, we got it all done. Dan here is tightening up the rear bumper, and we got this molding on already. I'm going to go ahead and put the glass in, put the mirror in and everything. It's pretty straightforward, honestly. I like how that entire assembly comes out as one piece, and you just pop it right in there and basically golden. So pretty happy, except for this piece I'm going to tighten last because I got to set the gap on it once the gaps on the both doors are set. Like I said, luckily I was able to disassemble the door. That way I knew everything how it came back together. There was a lot of little brackets, little clips and plugs that needed to be transferred over, so it did take some time. We got all that done, and then we started working on the rear door, disassembling the new door that I bought. That way we can use parts from the new door and the used wreck door to make one complete door. The good old rear door. So the rear door always gives me a bigger challenge than the front, although I am extremely happy because the gaps on this trim and up where the quarter panel was cut is looking absolutely perfect. So what we have to do is actually assemble the majority of the door, and once that's all assembled, we can then align the gaps with the trim, because this stuff here, it moves around. So I got to make sure the trim here or the gap here is absolutely perfect, but only when the trim is up onto the car, but only when the interior of this is assembled, meaning like the window and all the parts inside there, the door handle, everything's basically done. That way it's ready to align the gaps here, align the window, and throw on the panel. So the rear door, like I said, gives me always a bigger challenge, but it's kind of fun. I haven't done it in a minute, so let's continue. It's definitely good I got a new door, because look at this. That's all busted. You know what? Magically, somehow this door panel survived. Most of the impact was like right here, and there's nothing broken here. This just gets folded right there into place. It's like two parts, two pieces. A couple of clips broken, and then this one little clip housing is broken, but besides that, everything is perfect. So that's probably an expensive piece. I'm happy that it's safe. I'm gonna go ahead and see if that door out there has all the same electronics as this one, because they might be different packages. But once we figure that out, we can piece one together out of two and put it inside that door. One very, very crucial thing, and trust me, I've had this before where I put the wrong harness into the door and there's things that didn't work, like the door lock or something like that, or the window. So I went ahead and checked my original wreck door and the new black door if they were the exact same harness. And guess what? They weren't. But luckily I had my original harness, so I was able to tear apart my door and put that original harness together with the new pieces that the black door had. Anyways, I made one complete door. It was fully functioning. Went ahead and transferred over things on the handle because it was scratched, put the glass back in there, and everything was coming together so good. Once the doors were ready for their door panels, I went ahead and started setting the gaps. First gap was the rear door to the quarter panel, because the quarter panel is welded on and it does not move. Then the front door to the rear door, and after that I put on the door panel and started adjusting the front fender to the front door. This whole entire side was replaced, so I got to set all new gaps all through, and it just looked spectacular. Now we are just about 50% complete, and this just looks absolutely insane. So this rear door, we're about 85% complete with it. I got to put the panel on. I guess I was just too lazy. I wanted to start working on something else. But the gaps are absolutely spot on. It took a minute to set the gap over here, but it's all set. I'm gonna go ahead and transfer this stuff here onto this new fender. And then it has a couple of like tabs, and I think this back piece as well, it needs to be transferred. Yep, that goes on there. And then we can start setting the gaps for the front, assembling the front bumper and the rest of the front end. Man, this is an absolute insane amount of work. We do have some refreshing weather, so I'm happy. But whew, I want to get this thing done. I can't wait to drive it. I haven't even ever driven an E63 in my life, so yeah.
I don't miss, I don't play none, I don't diss, I don't say none. I go swish, that's an A1. I stay with no A1. Tell the chef.
Wow, what a gap. This one is very interesting because there's no bolt over here. So that one here kind of relies on these two bolts here, here, and here. So it's kind of like an empty space here. It kind of moves, but I got it all lined up on this side and everything looks perfect on this side. This side, it looks beautiful as well. Once again, bolt here, here, and down here. So this empty area is kind of weird. It just wobbles, but we got it all lined up. Look at that. Man, this thing is looking so good. Absolutely insane. Next thing to do is put in the headlights and start building that front bumper. Installing the headlight on this Mercedes is actually really simple, and my favorite part about it is that the final gap on the headlight gets set after the bumper is on, so it just makes things much easier. Once that was done, I went ahead and picked up the rear wheel. I wanted to touch up and paint up a couple of things inside here because of all the welding I'd done. So once that was on, I went ahead and put the rocker panel on, and the car was just coming together, looking better and better with every single hour. Well, we're finally there where it's time to glue on this rear glass. This is a monumental moment for us. Went ahead and bought everything we need to get the glass glued in. Some urethane, 3M stuff. We got the high quality Milwaukee CC caulking gun. And obviously 2 pairs of suction cups to get these suckers on there, make sure the rear glass sits in there right nice. I would, outsource this job to somebody, but all this material here didn't cost me too much money. It's gonna save me money, and I can make sure that I put this rear glass in absolutely perfect. I'm really OCD when it comes to cars like this and making the gaps and everything fit perfect. So I wanna do it myself. Wish me luck, because it's a pretty tedious job. You don't wanna put too much glue because the glue's gonna come out the top. It's gonna look ugly, so gotta get this old stuff off right here, make sure everything measures up, and then put this in. So I'm scuffing up this new area here. This is the area that was painted. Obviously the quarter panel was replaced, and the reason why we're scuffing it up is because you want the glue to have something to stick to. Now when you have brand new paint and brand new clear coat, you can just apply something and just probably peel it right off because it's smooth. Now when you scuff it up a little bit, it gives it this extra tackiness, and that way, you know, you're gonna have 100% waterproof, and you're not gonna have any kind of issues with the urethane sticking to the fresh paint. So we're almost done here. I'm gonna go ahead and degrease the entire seam all around and apply some urethane. Make sure you always tape your wires on the inside, because I've actually got one of these in the glue once and I had to cut the glass out before. It was on my M2, blue M2. So you don't want that to happen. Well, I gotta trust these bad boys. I trust them. This is the test fit, making sure the gaps are good. You wanna grab that side? Grab it and slide it down in here first. Wait till you, yeah. Close this. Okay. We've got the gap approved. It looks beautiful on both ends. The top of the glass is gonna be sitting just a little bit higher because of the glue. Down here, there are spacers. Only thing I'm thinking right now is maybe I should make some spacers for the top, but we'll see right now. But now we gotta take this off, apply the glue, prep everything, glass clean everything, and actually set it. So kind of nervous, actually really nervous to be honest with you. All right, let's give this a practice run. Yeah, pretty filthy with it, dude. That's pretty filthy, bro. You know what I'm saying? That is pretty filthy. It's gonna go in first. It's gonna go in first. Hang on, slow down, why are you running? In first. Put it almost where it needs to be, as perfect, as close as possible right away. With the window back in, the paint under the fender liner had time to cure up and dry. It was fully dry. I went ahead and put the fender liner on. Once that was on, put the wheel on, torqued it to spec, and put this little center Mercedes cap back in, and just looked beautiful. This here is all the parts I bought for the inside of the bumper. That's a new grille. I bought a 2020 style grille for this front end, so it's gonna look a little bit more aggressive. Brand new bumper, freshly painted by Kandyman, and this is my original bumper with some very minor damage over there. I decided to sell this bumper as a whole, so the only thing I'm gonna take off from it is these black trim, these 3 pieces, and I think that's it, because I have an extra wire harness, have extra stuff, so I'm gonna try to sell this thing as a complete, besides that little piece broken. But I'm gonna go ahead and use these parts, use this bumper as a reference to completely assemble this brand new bumper. And I think that's kind of everything we have left. We have Dan here working on this little thing, trying to figure out how that wire routes. It's quite interesting. But everything back here is just complete and it's looking so good. I honestly just, oh my goodness, dude, this thing is, the gaps, the lines, everything's absolutely incredible. I have this little piece of tape here holding down the window because I think from the accident, it kind of deformed the glass. I'm not sure if that could be happening or not, but that's what it feels like. So I just have a light pressure from the trunk and it's holding it real nice and tight. Let's go ahead and get that bumper done. All right, after 2 hours of assembling this thing, we got a bumper reveal. Brand new grille, aftermarket style, 2022, I think, whatever it is. Look at this. Voila, how's it look? Pretty spicy, eh? I gotta see it myself. Yes, sir. These black trims, they need to be polished because they have overspray on them. But jeez, that looks sick. I think that's it. We got to slap it on. Hopefully align all the gaps, make everything straight. We're almost done. This is it. Can you believe it? We're putting in the seat right now. We're putting in the seat right now. I can't believe it. Make sure I got my clips here. 1, 2. Dude, this is crazy. Ugh. One more. Take me to Tampa Airport. Now this is crazy because this here is the last piece to this rebuild. It's been an extremely fun rebuild, and this here is the front badge. Let's go ahead and... It is finished. I can't believe I'm saying these words right now, but this car is looking absolutely stunning. Look at that front end, 2021 grille. I said 2020 and then 2022. It's actually a 2021. I think that's when they started making this grille. It just looks phenomenal. The headlights, fresh mint. That one had a mylar, I pulled it off. This one here has a light scuff on it and they'll get polished out and be absolutely perfect. We still have a long journey with this car. This is just the beginning stages of how this car looks, and it already looks absolutely insane. Take a look at this. Boom. Look at the gaps. Look at everything. The paint, Candyman, Paint Society did their magic. This thing looks spectacular. I cannot be more happier. I even got a fresh cut and got a shirt to match the car to celebrate. So yeah, gaps, everything's spot on. It is extremely dirty. Haven't washed it yet, but we do have some exciting stuff for the next video where we're gonna be washing the car, detailing it, and not only that, but actually that's just the very minor of what's gonna happen in the next episode. If you come close here, you can see that this side of the car and the parts of the car that were not painted, they actually have a lot of overspray on them. You can see a lot of like scuffs and scratches just from it being all around the shop, overspray on the roof. You see, I can't really wipe that stuff off, you see? Look at that. Can you see pretty good or no? Yeah, see, that's all oversprayed. This entire side is oversprayed. The trim is oversprayed. Now, we have a company here that we're gonna work with to get this thing all properly done, including tint, because it's right now a fish tank. But for the most part, we're just about finished. The rebuild is finished, but we still have the build part of this to go. Let's go hear the engine sound and let's take this thing for a proper rip. Sounds pretty sick, sounds pretty sick. 603 horsepower, let's go rip it. I haven't ripped a good send in a long time. Now you guys know one of the notorious things about this car is you can switch it from a 4-wheel drive to a rear-wheel drive. And OG BYB subscribers know how a proper Backyard Boys video should end. Let's go do some donuts. Dang, son. Who's gonna carry the ships? mama. Dang, this thing has exceeded my expectations like crazy. It is fast, comfortable, it drifts, it's all-wheel drive, it launches, it does everything. I literally cannot wait to mod it. So you guys stay tuned for that, and thank you so much for watching these videos. If you guys enjoyed them, please smash that like button. Don't forget to support me on Instagram by following me there, BYBTim. And thank you, Candyman. Thank you, everybody that's been supporting me and helping me with this build so far. It's been turning out amazing. Stay tuned for the next video. We have some pretty epic mods that are just gonna transform this beast completely. But up until then, the next one is the best one. Peace.